Hello. Oh, awesome. Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, yeah. That's what we do. Excellent. Hope everybody's doing well today. Super excited to be here. Got my coffee. Everything's good. I hope you have some as well where you are doing what you do. Great to see everybody. So we've got some things going on with the show. Grace says take the unders. That's one of the things, right? So I'm going to start the live stream. Um, the intro video that runs for 3.5 minutes or so. I'm going to start that 3.5 minutes before 7. We'll get started right at 7. And my plan is to end the show within 75 minutes, right? To be more disciplined about that. That is my plan. That is my plan for longtime viewers. We'll see if Greg can keep up with his plans. Great to see everybody. Jason Hayes from Missouri is in the house, as well as Greg Becker. Greg spells his name funny. I don't know. What are you going to do? Martin Tim, good to see you. And Tom Hickey from Milwaukee. Things are going on in Milwaukee. That is for sure. Darwin Sonata, go blue. Go blue. And Mike Goodwin from the great state of Alaska. We have one of Mike's plays on the show today. Kenan Fort, see you on Facebook, Kenan. I appreciate your feedback. Awesome. Good to see you on the live stream. Greg Becker from Ohio. No shot clocks in Ohio yet, as I recall. Aaron Bender from Wisconsin, where they still play 18-minute halves, so obviously the new rule regarding 5 fouls to bonus will not apply to them. They are by themselves, off on the sidelines. Hold on. Yeah, cool. Richard Smith from Arkansas. Good to see you, Richard. Awesome. And yes, Cole, you are 100% correct. It is. Tony Dye is in the house. Great to see you, Tony. Great to see you on the live stream today. Let me put that there. And of course, Chris from this clip provider extraordinaire, Chris Janish. I have one of your clips today, Chris. Would it be a 5-play Friday if I didn't? That would be a question. Indeed, it is time to get back at it. Warren from North Idaho. You had a hiatus. I hope it was all under your control. Oh, mercy. Richard Smith, there you go. Razorback Richard. All right. Awesome. There seems to have been some issue with the sound. I don't know what it could have been. Boy, we are just rolling with the punches, though. That's the way it goes. Adam has a question. When an airborne shooter no longer considered to be an airborne shooter when one or both feet return to the floor? By rule, it would be when 1 foot returns to the floor. In practice, we may do something different. I mean, we still have a player in a vulnerable position, right? If they are contacted. Let's say we're talking about a three-point shooter. Three-point shooter goes up, their toe touches down even before their foot touches down. Are they an airborne player by rule? No. And then they are displaced when they're in this vulnerable position. I'd say we have some wiggle room there, some fudge factor in my assessment. But the rules book would say they're no longer an airborne shooter. They're contacting the court. They're no longer an airborne shooter. So, do we have an elastic amount of time there? And we had one other question. So Tom says backcourt violation with the new rule. I was told even though it's a backcourt violation, it becomes a front court throw-in from one of the 4 spots. Yes, Tom, what we're determining in our first play, or one of our plays will identify this, is the foul was in the backcourt. Who cares, right? Whatever got us to this point, where are we now? We have a throw-in to this team adjacent to this team's front court. So therefore, that throw-in will go to one of the 4 throw-in spots, right? Anytime we have a throw-in adjacent to the front court of a team, we will go to one of the 4 throw-in spots, the lone exception being for an out-of-bounds violation. If it's a front court throw-in, so the whole backcourt, the word backcourt and now, the resulting throw-in, but it was a backcourt, we have to lose all that. Where's the resulting throw-in? Who is it to? It goes to this team in their front court. It goes to one of the 4 spots. Simple. We'll get used to it. Hope that clarifies that. Yes, a test. Joe from up north. How are things in beautiful Humboldt, Joe? Good to see you on the live stream. All right, Francois Damien Philippe. Bonjour, Francois. Bonjour. Fantastic. Wow, that's tremendous. The reach. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. That's incredible. Thanks for joining the show. The Zooch comes with the rules clarification. Did we achieve the under if we did not have sound? Excellent point. Good to see you, Zooch. Bob Marshall, good to see you the other day, Bob. Awesome. Look forward to working with a game with you this year. Thomas Platybours, all the familiar faces. Wilt, and Thomas is lowercase. He's bringing the lowercase comment. I don't know whether it's an imposter or not. Thomas, of course, very famous for his uppercase comments. Good to see you, Mike from Florida. Why does that keep going big? I don't know. Yes, you can never go wrong protecting the shooter. You can never go wrong. Randy, great to see you. And Ray Allen in the house. The Ray Allen is in the house. Good to see you, Ray. All right, Pete, no shot clocks yet in New Jersey. We'll see how things go. Rick from Montana. Awesome. Arm placard. That is Class B administrative. Yeah, I hear you. We appreciate the simplicity of the high school technical foul rules. They are very straightforward. And Mike bringing a casebook reference, because that's what Mike Goodwin does. He brings case. Now it's Thomas. Okay, we have proof. Awesome. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So for the live stream, I'm going to be doing just the plays. Not going to be. So one of the big changes I'm going to make is, rather than create the show on the fly, which adds a lot of complexity, I'm going to simply execute the play portion of the show. Right? We're looking at plays. We go from play 1 to play 2 to play 3, etc. Right? Without interludes for recognition of supporters and introduction to the show and the wrap up of the show and all that stuff. I'm going to do all that at the, off camera, as it were, at the end of the show. So we'll have a little more flow to the live stream. So I like that. Brett, you are correct. If a player steps out of bounds in their back court, it would be a resulting front court throw-in, but it would be at the spot of the out-of-bounds violation. And if the team requests and is granted a subsequent timeout, it does not change the fact that the throw-in is the result of an out-of-bounds violation, and therefore its spot for throw-in has been set and will not change. That is correct. Okay. Cool. Maybe I will do the the intro part here. Yeah, let me try that. Okay. All right, the high school season is just around the corner. What do we like to do, though? We like to look at play. The high school season is just around the corner. How do we get prepared? One of the ways we do it is we look at plays, analyze all of the things so we can get better as basketball officials. Let's look at plays. Stick around. All right, welcome back to 5 Play Friday, where we analyze all of the things without delay. Let's take a look at play number 1. All right, last year in a playoff game, let's do that. We had this out of bounds violation ruled a player voluntarily leaving the court during live play. The player, if we look, made a choice. I'm going to run to the other side of the court, and in doing so, I'm going to run off of the court. And the official in this instance ruled this to be a violation, which is correct, or was correct by rule. Of course, the fact that it was under 30 seconds in a 3-point playoff game with the loser going home added an interesting twist to the play. But this was the correct ruling by rule in high school in previous seasons. This rule has now changed. And when we get to a discussion about a player voluntarily leaving the court, this is the play that we're talking about. We're not talking about a situation where a player saves the ball and returns to the court and touches it because their momentum carried them off. We're not talking about that at all. This is a situation where a player voluntarily runs from one side of the court to the other and uses the out-of-bounds area to do so. This is now legal in high school for the coming season, so it's great to review this play to help us with that understanding. In the past, this was illegal. In the future, this will be legal as long as the player is not the first to touch the ball. We see on this play that the player, the play is actually designed to go in the other direction. Play goes, drives the lane, alights, passes to the wing, right? In this instance, in 2023, 2024, this will be an illegal play. We see the confusion that results. Nobody knows what has happened here. It has to be explained to the coach, etc. Okay? So, this was illegal by rule, is now legal for 2023-24. But the key takeaway here is what we're looking at is a player voluntarily running off of the court. And that's what the new rules reference refers to, this now being legal. This is a legal action this year, starting this year, as long as the player is not the first to contact the ball upon returning to the court. But I have a feeling that we're going to get into a situation where officials overthink this new rule and try to apply it to momentum situations or throw-in situations, etc. During live play, player runs off of the court from one point on the court to another. If they are not first to touch the ball, this will now be legal by rule in high school basketball. Oh, I can't believe she called that on this play. I cannot believe it. If we watch the trail here, who I know the trail official on this play, I think I could just imagine what's going through her mind when the lead calls this play a violation. Sean, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. It does not. No, no, that would be a misconception. Previous, but yes. Yeah, I guess in NCAA men's they have some signal when a player leaves the court that they can no longer be the first. It's recognized that they have left the court and they cannot be the first to touch the ball inbounds. Why would we, Mike? Because their action is legal. Why would we counsel a player running off the court when it's legal? It's a legal play. Yeah. And the common scenario, of course, is the two players, they run down, and their idea is they run to opposite sides, and one of them goes out of bounds to do so, etc. Okay. So, Sean, in reference to the out of bounds violation, let's go back. Reference to the out of bounds violation, it's going to be a front court throw in, and the team requests and is granted a timeout. The throw in is still an out of bounds throw in, right? During live play, a team requests and is granted a timeout. The ball will be a throw in at one of the four spots. But once the ball has gone out of bounds, that will be our throw in spot. Calling timeouts, etc., will not have any impact on that at all. Just to clarify that, I don't know if your rules guy said something different. Yeah, they were incorrect. That's all. Sorry. Correct, Mike. I'm in agreement with that. Yeah. I have no problem. No problem using that at all. I have no problem using unapproved signals, let me tell you. Anything that helps communicate, enhance communication, in my mind, is all positive. I don't feel that there's a straitjacket on officials at the high school level, as some do. I'm going to say about that. Okay, so, all right. Yeah. All right, that play clearly emphasizes the past, but I have another play very similar, and we can take something from that play as well.
Personal foul number 2 called holding. His first.
All right. So we have an illegal screen on this play, but what I'd like to do is say let's ignore the illegal screen, because this action by the player leaving the court voluntarily, returning to the court, and they are the first to touch the basketball. This would be, if we eliminate the fact that there was an illegal screen for not allowing a defender enough time to change speed and direction, this would be the play that is now a violation. A player leaves the court voluntarily, returns to the court, and is first to touch the basketball. And again, this is what this rule is addressing. Players running off of the court and then returning to the court. In this situation, a player gains advantage by doing so and is the first to touch, right? So let's eliminate the illegal screen on this play and just recognize that what the new rule is emphasizing is this action. A player running off of the court, they may not then subsequently be the first to touch the basketball, as occurs on this play, but that is exactly what the rule is addressing. Andre Phillips, good to see you in the house. Agreed, agreed. I like that delayed signal. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it. If only to say, hey, I need to recognize, right? Like, so if we look at that at first play that was ruled a violation, right? The lead is working on the end line, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what are you doing here? She did not perceive the player leaving the court. So if we do perceive that, I love that. I love that. I love that idea. It's growing on me very rapidly here. Billy Mack is in the house. Great to see you, Billy. We are talking about players voluntarily leaving the court during live play and potentially returning to the court and being the first to touch the basketball. Phil Haddad is in the house. Great to see everybody here today. Okay. We notice in both of the plays, the defender does not follow the player out of bounds. The defender stays inbounds. You know what else I love on this play? I love the action by the center official. Right? This team, they stepped down. They are in perfect position to get this look, right? And they're trusting their, right? You see how they're kind of torn. I know I've got action to my right. I've got this relatively close on-ball matchup to my left. Maybe one step up here would improve our ability, but he stays open to the court, trusts his lead to come get it, and indeed, the lead does. Awesome. Brett, I would say that is a violation. Brett's asking, what if oh, I see. Yes, white is on defense. Yes, what if a white player voluntarily left the court and in this situation steps in right here and steals the basketball? Would they have left the court voluntarily? There's nothing about the rule that states that it's an offensive rule, that only offensive players leaving the court and then first to touch. So our defender in this instance would gain an advantage by going out of bounds and being the first to touch upon returning. So I would say that we can have a defensive violation in that instance. All the guidance we can get via case play on plays like this would be super helpful. I mean, we're kind of left to sort it all out ourselves. So, but that's what I would say. Well, Chris, I would say, Chris is asking, does this rule apply on an inbound play as well? There are rules and restrictions about non-throwers in inbound situations. So if this was a designated spot throw-in, on the end, oh boy, I would say that the restrictions on a throw-in supersede this rule. That this rule is intended for live play situations once the ball has been inbounded. But again, we're left to develop interpretations ourselves because we don't have any provided by NFHS, and this is mimics the women's collegiate rule as well. Player leaving the court can't be first to touch. Are there any case plays for women's collegiate? No, there are not. So, but I would say that the restrictions on non-throwers in a throw-in situation would supersede, but you can imagine I have a throw-in on one side of the court, and on the opposite side of the court, a player runs, leaves the court, to get down towards the end line to catch a long pass. Yeah. I assume, Chris, you're not talking about the inbounder. You're talking about teammates of the the player who has the designated spot throw-in. Obviously, if it's not a designated spot throw-in, there's no restriction on players coming out of bounds on the end line. Would there be a restriction on the sideline? Yeah. Mike's asking or says, so if momentum takes a defender out of bounds on a steal, we're saying it's not legal for him to reestablish? This has nothing to do with that. That's going to be the big misconception that people have. They're going to try to apply this new relaxing of a previous rule, and they're going to try to apply it to situations where it doesn't apply. So in Mike's situation, a defender, saves the ball, goes out of, bats the ball back, goes out of bounds, returns to the court, establishes on court, status on the court, and grabs the basketball. Is this a legal play? Absolutely, absolutely. And it's, the to avoid a violation clause of the rule would refer to a 3-second rule scenario where a player is in the lane for 1 second, 2 seconds. They realize, oh boy, I need to get out of the lane, and they run off the court towards the end line. They step off the court in that way. That, of course, is addressed by rule and case play as well. Oh, wait a, whoa. Stop everything. Stop everything. Papa Les is in the house. Great to see you, Les. Oh, at work. Come on, man. You gotta fix your priorities. Les, it's great to see you. It's been a long time. I super appreciate the super chat. Whoa. Awesome. Great to see you. All right. We'll see you on another live stream at another time, Les. Awesome. And thanks so much. If a teammate of the thrower runs out of bounds and receives a pass, okay. So we have our thrower, let's say for a sideline throw-in. A teammate of the thrower runs behind the thrower. They run out of bounds behind the thrower to get to the, to sort of use the defender as a screening action. They run deep. They step on the court, long pass. That player touches the basketball. That player cannot be out of bounds during the throw-in by rule, right? So that supersedes this new rule. He says confidently without any support. Oh, tremendous. Okay, we, of course, have a next play mentality here. Let's go. Next play.
That'll stop the clock with 3:34 to go. Medley looking to regain their composure real quick. And Lane, gets a piece of it. He saw that one coming. A 3 by Booth. No good. And over the back on the rebound. That's going to go on Micah Kinivak. And let's see how many that. I've got him as 4, and that's 5 on him. Kinivak now the second Tigagok player to foul out.
Okay, rebounding foul ruled. Turns out that's the player's 5th foul. They're disqualified by rule. We're going to result in bonus free throws. This is an Alaska playoff game. Love the team names. They'd be a mouthful to pronounce. We have a double whistle on this play. Let's look at all of the things. Okay. That player goes to the floor, just an inadvertent trip. We've got rebounding action. So we have a defender who has hands in the back, but this is just spacing out, getting a feel for where the players are. Does the player in white displace the player in blue? That would be a question. I do not see obvious displacement on this play. I also don't see the lead having any sort of look on this play based on their angle, right? Should we have a double whistle in this instance? Right? Anytime, right? So for me personally, anytime that I have this body action, right, where the official is fooled and or is surprised by the ball coming their way, it's because they're ball watching. If we were just officiating the players in our primary coverage area, this is what I see when I look at my game video. If we're officiating the players in our primary coverage area, we would not be surprised because we would see blue 3 step back to want the pass, and their body motion, their actions would say, hey, I'm about to receive the basketball. So when that player starts moving back, we would just step down. That's a clue for me. But we have a double whistle on this play. Let's look at the actual rebounding action and see if we have displacement. Again, we have white place 2 hands on the opponent. This is not an illegal action. They are not preventing that opponent from moving. They're basically simply trying to create a sense of where they can establish their position on the court, right? So this action itself is not illegal action. And then both players dump. Does white move slightly forward? Possibly. Do they contact the basketball first? Yes. Is blue displaced? I would say no. But we have a double whistle. Let's take a look at our lead's position here. Try goes up. They focus on their primary, the rebounding action. So there's definitely contact, right? But is there displacement? And the fact that one player is able to get the basketball because they are taller and they can leap higher. Again, for me, if this was a disqualifying foul that I put in the game on a team down by 5 with 3 minutes to go in an elimination playoff game, I would not be happy about that. I don't know that this rises to that level. That's me. That's me, right? That's me. That's me. So you could certainly make the case, well, there was contact. But what we're looking for on rebounding action is when players are allowed to compete and display their athleticism, etc. What we want to find is illegal contact. Displacement is illegal contact. Grabbing, holding, pushing, pulling, etc. These are all illegal actions. To me, on this play, we do not have something that rises to the level of a foul. Again, that's me. That's me. That is Santa. That is Santa. Yes, it is. Yes. So Mike Goodwin, playoff official in multiple sports in Alaska. Yeah, I think when it comes to Alaska officiating, man, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, these guys flying into venues, etc. Crazy stuff up there. Crazy stuff up there in the north. Yeah, this court is weird. It really is. I don't really understand it must, yeah. Oh, there's two courts obviously side by side. Okay. So they've segmented the court and they're going sideways on the court, Mike. Still talking about a previous play. Yes, yes, it does. Chris says, as the lead, you want to stay out of this play? Yeah, we would certainly not want to have a primary cadence whistle on the play as lead. That's what I would say. If we felt it was a foul, right? We know that our partner has the better look. Yeah, time and score. I'm reading this score that blue is up 5 with 3:10 to go. And who knows how the game has been officiated previously for rebounding action. Daryl doesn't like the call. Medallion. Right. So the lead official is our own Mike Goodwin. Again, a high-level official in Alaska. He does rock the long hair. He does rock the beard. Right. That is just a thing. That is just a thing. We're going to see more beard, buns, ponytails, what have you, in the coming years. It's just reflection of the demographics, and I think this is a reflection of the demographics in Alaska. But that's Mike's style. I love it. I love it. I love it. But it takes some getting used to. It's like visually, right? And so that's all. That's one of the factors that when it comes to officials, displaying something outside of the norm. Like if you have an official who's completely tatted up, arm sleeves, etc., it's going to stand out, right? And they're going to have some additional, acceptance, working games. It's just visually stands out. Wait a minute, that I've never seen that before, etc. But that's just a thing, man. That is just a thing. Yes, I agree with you, Randy. I agree with your assessment. Yeah, yeah. Blue is, it's players competing. One of the players is taller and can jump higher. And there is contact, but I don't see displacement. We got a strong player. The shorter player was stronger on the play. Joe, if you can add that awareness to your game, you will be better for it and your game will be better for it. Awareness of players in the game who are impact players, how many fouls they have, etc. Do we allow that to flavor our officiating of the game? You will have people who say, absolutely not, absolutely not. The rules book says this, etc. My recommendation to you would be to have that awareness. Have that awareness. I mean, you could say, is this a disqualifying act by this player? Right? We want to know the impact of our whistle at all times. I blow a whistle. I rule the foul. What does that do in the game? Oh, that fouled that player out? Oh, man. Oh, boy. That was really kind of a cheap foul. I didn't have a great look. I wasn't completely sure, but I sort of felt I should blow it. That's not a good position to be in. Obvious foul for a fifth foul is a better position to be in. Now, you're going to have to work with that mindset with other officials who have a different mindset, and that's all I can say about that. Is if you have that awareness and you know that the impact of your whistle is, that's going to disqualify that player. That just minor touch foul is going to result in bonus free throws, right? In an end of game situation. Knowing the impact of your whistle. If you can develop that skill, then you can develop your approach to officiating in those scenarios. But if we don't have that awareness, then we're in a lesser position. That would be my counsel on that play, Joe. And good luck in your second season. Just like NBA players, when they make their first season to their second season, everybody expects a huge jump. A huge jump. All right, no pressure. Yeah. Chris, how you liking the Chris Rastetter experience? He's been here in the Bay Area often in the last decade or so. He is so phenomenal, so phenomenal. Great to see him when he works his games. The demeanor, or when he did work his games, the demeanor on the court and the calming presence and the communication skills. Just, I could not be more impressed with Chris Rastetter. All right. Hey, Andrew, good to see you. Awesome. Great to see you on the live stream. Oh. Oh. Mike says White came back from 18 points down and won this game by 4. So, Mike, you submitted the play. What are your thoughts on the play? Do you like the call? Did you know that, I'd like to hear the perspective. All I could see is here's a play. It's always out of context. What are the habits and fundamentals? Right? When that when that elite official backs up, it's like, oh, or when the trail official rather backs up right here, it's like, oh, ball watching. Anytime you have that action on the court on the weak side, you were ball watching, man. How do I know? Because I've watched my game video. Oh, I have watched. Hey, all right. So watching the live stream induced your assigner to release assignments to you? Awesome. Good to see you, Al. Okay. All right. Go teach the children well. Awesome. Logan, good to see you. Hello, how are you? I am fine. I hope you are well as well. Let's go here. Am I in the right place? Let me just... I have to trust my crew. My tech team has set me up. They say that if I press this button, good things will happen. So let's go. Next play. All right. I like this clip because it's end of game scenario. Of course, one of our points of emphasis this year is end of game scenarios, doing all of the things correctly at the end of the game. This is a situation where we really have to be aware of time, score, strategy, etc. And there's some things about the play that jump off as well. First off, right here. Oh, let's go back. I describe this play as a tinderbox of so many things can go wrong here, right? So one of the things is these players who are at the here we go. These players here who are like their energy outside the three-point arc is starting line. Like we're about to go in as soon as possible. And then we do have players leave before the ball, but we have a negative step. But the players attempting to contact the ring, they are down by 2 points. They have one free throw remaining with 2.4 seconds. We need to be aware in this situation of all of the things, right? We know that the player is going to attempt to do this. Of course, we know by rule they have to contact the ring in this scenario. It's like even if they did contact the ring, this is a situation where is our timer going to start the clock properly when it's legally touched? They do a great job here of not starting the clock on this play, right? So, but prior to the play, are we going to talk to our timer and say, hey, right, we need to be great in this scenario? These players who are at the three-point arc, who are in a race position, like they're going to enter as soon as possible. Have we addressed this situation previously in the game or on the first of the two free throws, reminding those players, etc.? Easy to see how we could possibly have a violation by the defense here that would create a simultaneous violation situation. But I really like all the actions of the crew here. Our center officials in a great position, right? And they make the ruling, the correct ruling, very emphatically. They designate the spot, all of the things. Our trail official grants a timeout in the situation. But what we have is a situation where end of game, in this exact moment, so many things can happen, right? The ball hits the ring, caroms high into the air. What if our clock starts, right? What are we going to do in that situation? It would be so messy, right? We have these players who are about to violate from beyond the arc. Have we addressed that? Have we tidied that up so that it's not a factor on this play? And in the end, our player violates by not contacting the ring. Oh, these plays make me very nervous, me personally. Because there's, like I say, there's so many things here that can go wrong. And when things can go wrong, oftentimes they will. So my counsel would be, in this situation, we have to talk to our timer. And we're just saying, just like, Major League players, each and every time there are 2 outs, there's 1 out, etc. Right? Is talk to our timer, make sure they will not act incorrectly, right? That they're really focused. Say, hey, if he misses the try, I will chop in the clock. If it's successful, don't start until the ball is legally inbounded, etc. Right? Let's be really good here, etc. I'd want to clean these players up on the three-point line so that it just does not become a factor on the play here, right? That's what I have there on that. So it's a great play scenario. Just do end of game, looking at all the things. Yeah, that's what we like to do. Mike liked his call at the time. Billy, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm full of 60s references. All the 60s references you want, I can give you. Isaac, good to see you. It's early here on the West Coast. Nice, Mike. Nice. I would absolutely talk to these players in this situation, Just a reminder, again, there's so many things that can go wrong here. If we can prevent the things going wrong where the game gets messed up because of it. What if our player in white obviously violates before the ball contact? Now, the player in white has to stay behind the three-point arc until the ball contacts the ring or the backboard, right? So if the ball had contacted the ring and then contacted the backboard and then the ring, it would be a legal play. But let's say white violates, an obvious violation, right? They go. Instead of that, there was just, Yeah, so I'm going to say to those players, guys, wait till it hits. Wait till it hits. And my lead's going to be saying to the players, don't enter, wait till the release for the entry in the lane, etc. If we can do those things habitually, our game can be better. Our game can be better. Yes, avoiding chaos is good. And then, plus, it's like, how are we going to adjudicate this play? We've gotten ourselves into a predicament. I mean, the kids are amped up. They're super excited. It's the end of the game. It's a playoff game. One of these teams is going home, right? The energy level is super high. Players are frantic, potentially, etc., right? If we can just do things, reminders to help them in that situation. Adam C. says, no, if the defense in a marked lane space violate... Was that referring to a question somebody asked? Joel, so simultaneous free throws violations are ignored, correct? No, that is not incorrect. Simultaneous violations end the free throw. No goal can be scored. And if a player in a marked, if the thrower and a player beyond the arc violate, then we would have an opponent beyond the arc, then we would have a simultaneous violation. Yes, if yes, if the defense in a marked lane space violates, well, so in this instance, if our defensive player violated and then our thrower violated by non-contact in the ring, that would be a simultaneous violation by rule. If that happened. Does this happen? Let's take a look. No, that does not happen. But if that happened, that would be a simultaneous violation by rule. We would go to the AP arrow for the resulting throw-in. The arrow seems to be favoring the opponent of the thrower. The arrow seems to be favoring white. So that wouldn't have any impact on that play. If a player in a marked lane space violates and the offensive player related adjacent to them violates, we ignore that because one player went in early in a marked lane space and the other player followed them. We would ignore that second violation. So messy. So messy. Ooh. Okay, wait a minute. 7:56. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, because the other thing is if we do it as well, it then the opposing coach or the offending coach would say, he just told you. We always like when that happens. So Dave is asking, do we have a violation? I don't think we do. I don't think we have a player violate until the ball contacts the backboard. It's super close, right? Obviously, both of these players, 10 and 3, violate, but as the ball is contacting the backboard, which it would be their moment of release, so it's super close. Look at our guy over here, right? He's like, stand put. Good lad. Okay, all right. Billy, help me out, right? Players beyond the arc can leave, and the thrower can leave at the moment the ball contacts the backboard, not we don't have to wait till it contacts the ring. Am I correct? Am I incorrect? Am I thinking about players in marked lane spaces in the past? Help me out. But you're going to have to help me out in another part. Yeah. I like that, Keith. Yeah, that's one of the, it's a validating thing, and there's a perception in the game that a recognition of our preventative actions being Well, that befuddles me because I thought we could clearly have a situation where the ball contacted the backboard first. But I'm not gonna delay and look it up, because without delay, let's look at our very next play scenario.
And yet another 2 points. Marist leading scorer tonight. And a quick foul. That one's going to be on Cleveland. And that's the diving on the ball you like to see, especially from Anna Claire Keppen. She realizes how important this game is, not only for her, but for the entire team. Is ready to give it her all.
I mean, she possibly only has 6 minutes and 38 seconds left of her Marist basketball career. If Marist aren't able to come back from 20 points down, she's going to give it everything she has during these last few minutes. And then she's going to...
All right, very near the start of the fourth period, we have a foul by blue on white. Our official's in great position, does great things, designates the spot, etc. But let's look at all of the things on this play. Now, when it comes to team control fouls, when a player commits a player control foul, defenders standing under the, in a defensive position, they are completely legal, they are blown up, they are displaced, easy, player control foul, we're going the other way. When we have a bad screen, easy, team control foul, we're going the other way. But when we have situations where the ball is loose, we can become disconnected from the fact that this is a team control foul by rule. Now, the game says there's no team fouls on either, or there's only a couple of team fouls. We're not anywhere close to bonus. So do we really need to identify this as a team control foul? Yes, we do. We need to, each and every time a team control foul is committed in the game, identify it as such, because we'll get into situations later in games where there is a bonus situation, and we will have the game say, hey, we're going to go shoot free throws on this very play, right? So it's really critical that we do that. Now, in addition, of course, new this year, 2023, 2024, we have new throw-in spots. Where would this play be this year? How would we administer the throw-in? How are we going to determine that? Let's look at all the things. So first of all, on the play, ball is deflected. Blue commits illegal contact. There had been no change of possession. That is a team control foul by rule. I'm going to do that. Let's go. Right? So if our illegal contact occurs here, this would be, in the past, this would be our throw-in spot, the spot nearest the foul. But since this is a front court foul, and white will be awarded the ball in the front court, this year we will go to one of the 4 spots. And that would be approximately here at the 28-foot line in front of the white bench. Right? So we have that review. But we never get a recognition that this is a team control foul. And all I can say is identifying these each and every time, because this is an unusual situation. The ball is loose, a foul occurs. It's not clear, like I say, with a player control foul or an illegal screen, which are they happen a lot in the game, etc. We have to develop our skills in these situations to identify these as team control fouls so that when the pressure is on in an end of game situation, we do not go and shoot bonus free throws in a playoff game that could have a major ramification. We don't want to do that. All right. So a little play review, looking at team control foul there, looking at throw-in spots new this year, 2023, 2024. All right. It would be, the previous play would be because the thrower failed to contact the ring. Now, the thrower must contact the ring. I'm talking about the release of players entering. When can they enter? When could players beyond the arc enter? My understanding is when it contacts the backboard. Ring. Ring. How can I be wrong about that? Well, if the rules books, how can I be wrong about that? A good habit. Hey, wait for it, fellas. Wait for it. I'm probably not going to use wait until the ball contacts the ring. I wouldn't say that. But it's also something I want to address. I want to address before this 2.5 seconds left in the game, in that play. Adam, you are correct. That is a team control foul. Darwin, you are correct. Everybody should hit like immediately and directly. Well, I have learned something here today. I'm going to look at some old rules books. Why on earth would I think that? I agree. Hold that thought. Adam, was that the play in Michigan or Michigan? Okay. All right. All right. We've had a review there of identifying team control fouls, and we mentioned the fact that why would we do that? Because when the pressure in the game grows and it is a bonus situation, we may be inclined, because the game is going to say, hey, let's go shoot bonus free throws. And we'll see that in our very next play.
Ashlyn Copel working around a screen. Nothing inside working. Now Macy Copel. with 10 on the shot clock. There's Nagel at the top of the key. That one inside, tipped away by Wadsworth, and now a push from behind. See who this one is on.
That's Emma Yost, I believe. That's her fourth. That was a bad pass. And just Wagner on that offensive set. Their spacing wasn't good. They just seemed out of sorts.
Wadsworth 4 of 6 at the free throw line today. She's got 12 points. Toes the line. Some big free throws coming up here to try to push this to a 2-possession game.
Okay. All right. So here we're talking about that very situation. 2 minutes to go, tight playoff game. Team has just gone into the bonus. This is last year. So Red has 6 fouls. Maybe we've just communicated as a crew, hey, we're in the bonus down here, right? We may be in that situation this year with our focus on getting bonus right as we adopt the 5 team fouls in a period, etc. It's going to take some getting used to. So the pressure is on. There's a lot of the shot clock in this instance is running down. There's a lot of things going on for our officiating crew. Those 2 girls in the post are, they both have some heft and they are both competing very physically. So this is a very interesting matchup. But in the end, we have Red team control, and that does not change. There is no change of team control on this play. This is a team control foul. We should not be shooting bonus free throws. Now, if we were in the business of identifying team control fouls for what they are in all instances, then we are going to get this play right. If we don't habitually do that, then we are potentially not going to get this play right. This is a crew mistake. Our crew needs to identify the fact that there was no change possession. We should not be shooting bonus free throws. This is a big mistake. Huge stage, 3-point game, 2 minutes to go, and we're erroneously attempting free throws. Now, obviously, this would be a correctable error scenario, right? But the key thing here is we have to identify these situations. Is this a common situation, right? Such as an illegal screen? Or is this more unique, right? This is I call it sort of the twilight zone where it's not clear. The ball is loose, there's a deflection, etc. To me, this is pretty obvious. But we have to identify these situations as team control fouls each and every time. Because in this instance, the game says, oh, we're shooting free throws. The game is like a ship, a barge moving, right? It just wants to go to the other end, and we need somebody to step up and say, hey, wait, partner, did we have a change of possession? No? That's a team control foul, sideline throwing, right? We need to step up and have that awareness. But again, if our crew has just communicated, we're sort of on the, I don't want to miss the fact that the next foul results in bonus, right? And then again, the shot clock running down in this situation. So this is the ramification when we don't do that. And this is a crew mistake. We have to get these plays right by rule each and every time so that when the game is most important, we get it right as well. We screwed that one up, lads. We screwed it up. Yeah, I have that. We went over that play, and I'm going to include that play in a project we have going. Okay, well, I've learned something about, yeah. But why would I have that in my, oh my gosh. Whoa. Yes, Mike. Yes, Mike. And it could be, it could be that young official who says, hold on, wait a minute. And what we would want to do in this instance, right? So we see, right? So we just, we're eager to identify, hey, bonus, right? We're sort of on that precipice. Again, 16 fouls. Maybe we've just communicated, hey, we're in the bonus at the other end. I've got your shooter, partner. I've got your shooter. Hey, 1-on-1. We're eager in that instance. Sometimes we're a little too eager and we just have to identify, hey, wait a minute. And all it takes is a question. Partner, was there a change in team possession? Simple, right? And if you're in a shot clock state, you're going to have situations where something happens on the court. It's on the opposite side of court from you. The other team ends up committing an out of bounds violation on the sideline. Did they catch the ball first and then step out of bounds? Or did they step out of bounds? Was there a change of possession? Oh, no? Okay, shot clock's good. Was there a change of possession? Yes. Okay, then we need to reset, right? Having that question at your ready when I don't know what happened on this play. Maybe as center, I'm officiating off ball, or as trail. I think everybody had eyes on this play. I mean, it's right. We're identifying, hey, shot clock's running down. Yeah, I like it. Oh. What was the reference? I missed it. It was subliminal. I got you, Mike. I'm quick to understand text errors. Joel, some use that. Oh wait. I don't think he did. I think he was pointing. Jordan, I agree with you. Right? I don't know the context. Had they just come out of a timeout, etc.? But what I find is if we've just discussed bonus at the other end, we're sort of hyper aware and don't want to miss and can be overly eager in that situation. We just need somebody. Okay. All right. My crew has set me up for success. Another play is on the docket. Let's go.
And their uniforms stolen, and more importantly, just their uniforms, but they left from the game and went there, so shoes got stolen as well, and personal merchandise. And I did see that Kendall Auto made a $2,000 donation to it, and they did a GoFundMe page up there, and the Boo Birds are out.
Well, Tristan Ross Shaquani just drew a charge. How about that? You're up 27 and you're still giving up the body.
All right, block charge play, habits, fundamentals, etc. What do we have on this play? Right, we have a defender steps up, establishes their legal guarding position inside the restricted arc. Right, there is no restricted arc in high school. Many lament the fact that there is no restricted arc, except in Minnesota and some parts of South Dakota. The coaches will yell and scream, how can he be, he's under the basket, etc. It looks to me as though our defender is legal on this play. Player goes airborne right here. Our defender's left foot is down. They may slide their right foot over slightly. Block charge play. It's the leads play, correctly ruled. Secondary defender on the play. What are the things that jump out to us on a play like this? One is our center, right? And our trail in this position. Have we moved with a purpose to get to where we need to be to officiate the play when it comes at us here in this situation? We have our shoulders turned, etc. I'd like to see more energy from the center on this play. We got screening action. We do get a look at it. But where's our trail, right? Not yet on the scene, right? A trail may be needed for one thing, right? If we watch the defender's right arm here, does he contact our thrower, our shooter, while they are airborne before the contact with the defender? Possibly, possibly not. Are we in position to see that? Right? As new trail, we think, oh, my partners have the play, etc. If we get into position and have the look there on the arm contact, maybe we do the right thing for the game. But we want to be in position at all times, right? So a block charge play under the basket, in my opinion, the player was there. He was legal before the player left the floor. A great call by the lead. The one and only Mike Goodwin. Tremendous. Awesome. Yes, we did not stop clock. Yeah. Well, having the arc and being able to officiate the arc are two different things. I will say that. It's not, well, we have an arc, everything gets really easy. Yes, in Alaska, they must, well, I guess so. NFHS would say the lead would switch with the tableside official and become center on the play. Some states or some locales say, hey, that mechanic doesn't make a lot of sense. We're not going to do that. And that's the case in California, most of California anyway. Perfect. We like the local deviation. Yeah. Reflective of the demographic. What is this reference to a medallion, Mike? Is that not a whistle? And a patch? Oh, sorry. Looks like a patch and a whistle to me. To be clear, you have excellent judgment, Mike. Excellent. Yep. Yeah. No medallion, just a patch on the jersey and a whistle. You know, it's a lot of All right, now wait a minute. Let's think this through. How do we manage the whistle through the beard? What's going on here? Now I have to know. We just run it up through the middle? Tremendous. The whistle is permitted and, in fact, encouraged. Yes. Okay. All right. What are we looking at? 8:21. I said 8:15 at the max. Where's my elite tech team giving me, which would not be allowed by opponents towards each other, as that would be taunting, or certainly unsportsmanlike. But my tech team can give me the, hey, stop yammering signal. Perfect. I think it was the worst mechanics change in the history of officiating. Because it screwed everything up. It just screwed everything up. Here in California, where associations that still do the long switch, when the center makes a call, they switch table side. It's just an absolute mess. There's uncertainty, confusion. What was the goal? The goal was to enhance communication and not have, like Mike on this play, what did he do wrong, right? We don't want him opposite the table when the coach is table side, right? So I don't believe it accomplished what it desired, and I do believe that it created confusion that has messed the game up. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. All right. All right. Well, I am going to wrap up and do all the things. Hey, thanks for joining us today for 5 Play Friday. Much appreciated. Much love. We'll see you in the very next episode. That's going to wrap it up. That is going to wrap it up. I am going to be out of here in a timely fashion. See if I can create some show discipline. Whew. I hope everyone has a great one. So around here, the season we'll start having preseason scrimmages early November for high school. I hope everyone else is the same. Yes. Hey, thanks, Greg. I'm sorry I saw you jump in earlier with a comment. I didn't say anything. Good to see you, Greg. We were talking about Alaska officiating. Do you, Greg, also rock the massive and impressive beard? That is the question we need to know. Thanks, Rick. Awesome. Dylan, appreciate you. All right, Randy, we will see you next Friday. We are in the groove now. We will start rocking weekly episodes of 5 Play Friday Live. Ooh. The tech team and I are working hard. We're ready to do. Okay. Greg says no beard. All right. Okay. With that, I'm going to wrap it. I will talk to you gents later. I didn't perceive any female attendance other than here locally at A Better Official World headquarters on the show today. All right. We'll see you later. Take care.